everyone, it's Skylar. Welcome back to my channel. And I know I'm a little bit behind, but I'm slowly catching up, and I'm doing a little bit of a difference for the next 3 days. So currently I'm on day 3 of 28 days of Wrestling Reviews Challenge Month, and I'm actually going to be reviewing a episode of SmackDown from the 4th of November 2011. The episode hailed from Greensboro, South Carolina. Running time of 1 hour 19 minutes 4 seconds. The people that were in the episode were Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes at the time he was Intercontinental Champion. The commentators were Josh Matthews, Booker T and Michael Cole. Sheamus, Christian, Ted DiBiase Jr., which was Ted DiBiase's son, Tyson Kidd, Alicia Fox, Natalya, Matt Striker, Mark Henry, Daniel Bryan, Wade Barrett, Big Show, Teddy Long, Sin Cara, Epico, Hunico. So, here we go. The episode starts off with pyro lighting in the SmackDown stage. Then Josh Matthews talks on commentary, welcoming everyone to SmackDown. Then the ring announcer introduces the first contestant, and it's a street fight. The music starts and introduces Randy Orton as he hails from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 235 pounds. Then Booker T talked on commentary as well as Josh Matthews, and then sorry about this. And then Michael Cole, the light talking over, and then Randy Orton steps through the ropes into the ring, goes on the ropes and raises his hands in the air. Then music hits and Randy Orton turns his head around. Out comes Cody Rhodes, hailing from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 213 pounds, and is the Intercontinental Champion, blah blah blah, Cody Rhodes. And the two men are behind him with paper bags. This was when he was doing the promo, when he was like portraying this guy with the mask on his face, and he was putting the paper bags, giving out the paper bags to everybody. It's like a biff of what the beautiful people were doing in TNA. So anyway, I'll carry on. Yeah, with paper bags as they walk down the ring and enters the ring, and the men hand out paper bags to the audience, and Cody puts the Intercontinental title belt over his head on the ropes and enters the ring. Then it starts the match, as it was a street fight match. The match goes back and forth. Then Randy Orton RKO's the Bagman, and then Cody and Randy fight up the ramp. And then the match goes back and forth yet again, and Randy Orton suplexes Cody Rhodes on the stage, and then they both crawl back, and Randy Orton punches Cody by the crowd, and then gets Cody Rhodes in the ring and gives Cody a superplex on the top rope, off the top rope. Tries to pin Cody, but Cody kicks out. Then Randy gets pinned, and then he kicks out, and then they fight again, out of the ring, and Cody hits Randy with the face protector mask and smiles as he puts it back on, as Randy Orton is on the floor outside of the ring. Then Cody hits Randy's head on the announcer's table and brings him back to the ring. And then the match, then again, it's like back forth. Then Cody puts the figure 4 leg lock on Randy Orton, and Cody hits Randy Orton again with the mask, and Randy is on the floor. Then Randy gets up and hits Cody with the mask and fires back with some clothesline and slams him, and then sets up for the RKO. Misses. Cody kicks him from the top rope, pins him, and Randy kicks out. Then Cody tries for the Crossroads, which was his finishing maneuver at the time. Misses, and then They are fighting back and forth, and Randy does his vintage DDT on the floor outside the ring, then puts Cody back in the ring, gives him the RKO, pins him and gets the win, and has his hand raised in victory. Then the commentators are summing up the street fight match, and Randy does his pose on the ropes and leaves the ring. Then sees the brown paper bag, goes back into the ring and puts the brown paper bag on Cody's head, smiles, poses on the ropes and leaves the ring. The commentators talk more, and then a flashback goes to Raw. And Triple H talks about Kevin Nash and how he's broke his heart and orders him to the ring, but John Laurinaitis interrupts him, but Triple H tells him that he wants Kevin Nash, and Kevin Nash attacks him from behind with a sledgehammer and then hits him on the side of his head, and then gets told that Kevin Nash was re-signed and he will get a match with Triple H. Then another match is happening soon with Sheamus versus Christian, but first Matt Striker says that after the next match he will have comments from the World Heavyweight Champion at the time, which was Mark Henry, and he says, let's get back to ringside. Then Ted DiBiase Jr. music hits the ring and he skips to the ring, and Ted DiBiase Jr. will be facing Tyson Kidd, who was already in the ring. Then the match starts at first. It's all Tyson Kidd, then Ted DiBiase gets up. Hang on. Yeah. Gets a pin, sorry. But Tyson Kidd kicks out. My writing's terrible, sorry. Then Ted DiBiase hits his finisher, which is called Dream Street. Pins Tyson Kidd and gets the win. Then Matt Striker interviews Mark Henry backstage and talks about Big Show. Then Mark Henry walks off and goes to Daniel Bryan. At the time he was the Money in the Bank winner, and they talk it out. And Mark says that he will ask Teddy Long for a match, and Daniel Bryan says that he will see him in the ring. Then Alicia Fox music hits and she walks to the ring, and out comes Natalya's music, and she's mad and she enters the ring and points the finger. But the commentators do another flashback to last Monday on Raw, as it was at the time they were called Divas, which they're now only known as Superstars. Divas Halloween Battle Royal, where the winner faced Beth Phoenix and Eve Torres won the match, and then it was Alicia Fox, Kelly backing up Eve Torres against Natalya and Beth Phoenix. And then it goes back to the match and it starts, and both ladies lock up, and then the match goes back and forth. Natalya puts Alicia in a Boston Crab, gets out of it and gives her a drop kick, and then gives her a scissor kick, which is like that axe kick that she puts behind Natalya's head. That's Alicia's finisher. Pins Natalya, and Alicia Fox gets the win. Then it gets hang on, sorry about this. Then it gets announced, sorry, see, my writing is terrible. I can't help it. That Mark Henry will get his match against Daniel Bryan, and then the Big Show comes out to the ring. Then it goes back to Vengeance, where Mark Henry suplexes Big Show from the ropes and the ring gave way. Then it's back to the Big Show and speaks on the mic and gives a promo on the mic. Then Christian interrupts the Big Show and comes the ring, and then Big Show and Christian talk on the mic, and then Big Show chokeslams Christian and walks away from the ring. And then Christian slowly gets up, ready for his match against Sheamus. Then Sheamus walks down the aisle and gets in the ring and poses. Then glances over to Christian, who can't obviously compete, and then Wade Barrett interrupts Sheamus and says that he wants to face Sheamus. My nose is running, sorry. Yeah, that he wants to face Sheamus, and the bell rings, and it's Wade Barrett versus Sheamus. So they both go at it, and the match goes back and forth. Then Sheamus goes for the pin, but Wade Barrett kicks out. Then it's back and forth again. Then Wade Barrett kicks Sheamus out the ring, and then is thrown back in, and now they lock up back and forth again. Then another pin by Wade Barrett. Sheamus kicks out, and it's back and forth yet again. Countless pins, but Sheamus is still kicking out. Then back and forth yet again. Another pin, Sheamus kicks out yet again, and then it's back and forth yet again. And then Wade Barrett rolls up Sheamus, pins him and wins the match. Then Christian spears Sheamus out of nowhere, and Sheamus gets up and gets mad and stares at Christian and Wade Barrett. During the break, it's a backstage fight between Christian, Wade Barrett and Sheamus. Then security separates them, and then the commentators talk about Sheamus, and then they talk about Monday Night Raw, that it was taken over by the Muppets as they presented Raw this week, which was totally funny, and they were all promoting their new movie, The Muppets. And then it goes back to the locker room of Big Show and Daniel Bryan, and they have a little promo. And then Sin Cara's music hits, and Sin Cara runs to the ring, poses on the ropes and jumps down. Then Brodus Clay does a promo that he's debuting next week on Raw. Then Epico is Sin Cara's opponent. Then the bell rings, the match goes back and forth, and then the match ends in a disqualification as Hunico interferes, as at the time Hunico was Sin Cara Negro, and then he became Hunico. Interferes and attacks Sin Cara from behind and double teams Sin Cara, and Epico and Hunico back away. Then the main event, which is Daniel Bryan versus Mark Henry, with Big Show in Daniel Bryan's corner. Then Mark Henry's music comes on and he walks down the aisle and enters the ring. Then Daniel Bryan's music comes and he comes to the ring, and Big Show follows behind him and poses on the ropes and enters the ring. Bell rings and the match goes back and forth. And Mark Henry throws Daniel Bryan over the ropes, and then Daniel Bryan goes back into the ring, then brings him back out again, puts his head against the post, but Big Show pushes Mark Henry away, and they both go back into the ring, and the match goes back and forth while Big Show is cheering Daniel Bryan on, then tries to pin Mark Henry and kicks out. Then match goes back and forth. Then Big Show knocks out Mark Henry and gets Daniel Bryan DQ'd. Then gets Daniel Bryan revived by water and tries to convince him to cash his briefcase. But when he tries to, Mark Henry gives Daniel Bryan and Big Show a World's Strongest Slam. And then Teddy Long's music hits and cuts a promo and says that Mark Henry will defend his championship against Big Show at the Survivor Series 2011. And then Big Show has a big smile on his face and laughs, and Mark Henry is disappointed and looks back at each other. Then they do a replay of the match, and then it's the end of the show. So my thoughts on that episode: it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't the best. I liked the promo with Daniel Bryan and Mark Henry, and then their little match at the end. But and the street fight at the beginning, but other than that, I didn't really like it much. So for that and that alone, my rating for this is gonna be 4 out of 10. There were some good matches, but other than that, it was a complete letdown. That's the show totally. I just didn't. There was just something about the show at that time. It was just awful, and around that time, it was a bit crap anyway. But some of the matches were good. Some of the matches were like, it was alright. But other than that, it was an okay episode. And before I end day 3, I need to let everybody know on something. If you're wondering why I'm holding my jaw, I've had a little bit of an accident and I have so much pain. It's not toothache or nothing like that. I've just had a bit of an accident on my jaw. It is sore, so sometimes when I'm speaking and I'm like that, there's a reason I need to hold onto my jaw because it is painful. But anyway, that's day 3 done and dusted. I hope you like it with a bit of a difference that I've done an actual episode, not an actual documentary or a pay-per-view event. So, yeah, I hope you like this video. Stay gory, have unpleasant dreams, and I will see you soon. Ta-ta for now. Bye.